Political moves look simple, but they're not. Turns out what you watch on front end is just a screen grab of the full event. At the back end, complexities involving human emotions, logic, constitutionality, legality, and political outcome decide the final outcome. Hi and welcome to TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Piyush, and in this video I will explain how Eknath Shinde played the role of Mangal Pandey in the MVA government. Let's begin. The ideologically diverse MVA coalition government had it coming. The grouping made of diametrically opposite parties of the political spectrum is finally coming towards its logical conclusion. But it was not easy. Even if someone is on the verge of suicide and is standing at the edge of a cliff, they need a final push. For the MVA government, Operation Lotus, a quite recurring theme of the Indian politics, did it. But while faces of the front are hogging all the limelight, we are here to give you all an inside scoop of Operation Lotus. According to the reports available in the public domain, as soon as it sniffed an opportunity, the BJP devised a two-pronged strategy for stabilizing Maharashtra politics. When such type of rebellions occur, the imminent risk of the ruling party is that of the MLAs going off radar. On the other hand, opposition parties want to ensure that they take those MLAs on board. This is where C.R. Patil played a key role. The Gujarat BJP chief ensured that the MLAs dissatisfied with the Uddhav government got a grand welcome in Surat. They were already risking their whole political career by flying under the radar of Sharad Pawar. C.R. Patil cancelled his itinerary and rushed to Surat to welcome Shinde and his brethren. He ensured that these MLAs do not fear for their lives and can think freely. Reports also mentioned that he personally met Eknath Shinde in the hotel. Patil then handed over the responsibility to HIMANTA, the Assamese firebrand boy of the BJP. All these MLAs along with Shinde were then flown to Guwahati. At the Guwahati airport, Sarma sent Sushanta Borgohain, a BJP MLA, to welcome them. HIMANTA Vishwasarma added an extra layer of security to Shinde's team by personally visiting the Radisson Blu hotel in which they were staying. The next part of the mission got taken over by two key BJP members. One of them is C.T. Ravi, the National General Secretary and party in charge of Maharashtra, Goa and Tamil Nadu. The background force behind the current BJP government in Goa is constantly in touch with these MLAs, carefully listening to their demand. Ravi is constantly talking to Bhupendra Yadav, a Union Minister and Rajya Sabha MP from Rajasthan. He is vastly experienced in handling internal issues of the party. He has handled elections and organizational issues, among others. Yadav is said to have quite a handy legitimacy among big heads of the Indian politics. He is someone whom the leaders listen to. That is why Bhupendra Yadav and C.T. Ravi have been handed this responsibility. It is now up to those two to bring them to the table. However, all of this could not have been made possible without the able leadership of PM Modi and Amit Shah. Additionally, BJP's organizational clout built over the last 2 decades also deserves a lot of accolades. During their days in Gujarat, the MODI-SHAH pairing had laid out a long-term plan for the national expansion of the BJP. The duo has ensured that BJP stays a strong force on ground. Their strategies are second to none. Just like Chanakya spent his primitive years building a strong organizational base for Chandragupta's army, Amit Shah has also been doing the same for the last 2 decades. He has been the brain behind BJP increasing its on-ground presence in the hinterlands of the country. Otherwise, a few years ago, you could not even think of Guwahati safely hosting such a large number of rebellions. The loyal cadre of the BJP made this humongous evacuation possible. Let me explain. These kinds of opportunities keep coming and going. Often the chief ministers are incompetent, due to which various MLAs develop a feeling of discontent over time. They start revolting, and often due to lack of enough support, they go back to their original fold. Amit Shah changed that. Whether it was in Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh or Goa, Amit Shah ensured that BJP takes advantage of the slightest of hints. Just like how C.R. Patil and Himanta left everything and rushed for the party's cause, other leaders did the same as well. MLAs were talked to and negotiated with so their demands could be properly understood and they could be brought under BJP's fold. The word Operation Lotus first came to fore in 2008. G. Janardhan Reddy, former Karnataka minister, is said to have devised this strategy. However, it is the MODI-SHAH duo who adopted the strategy in full might. While some did fail, BJP was able to form its government in Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Uttarakhand, Karnataka and most recently Madhya Pradesh. Maharashtra is soon going to be another jewel in its ever-evolving crown.